Here we are with Larry Gonzales, and we're going to ask some questions to our state representative, Larry Gonzales. Hello, Larry.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you again.
Larry, can you tell us about your values and what shape those values?
I grew up in a very conservative home, historically conservative, historically very religious as well. My grandfather began his ministry at the age of 18. At the age of 84, he is still in the ministry. Both my parents pastor a Pentecostal church in Alvin, Texas. So I guess the genesis, the roots historically for several generations has been conservative Christian principles. Growing up in a very spiritual, conservative church, those are the values that we were taught. They extend past the church and into educational values, into hard work. It was instilled in us very early that you had to do the work, whether that was work with your hands, whether that was work in school with the books. You had to do your work. It was very important that that bar was set, that to be successful, you had to go out and get it. And so that was a lesson we learned very early on. It was a lesson my dad learned very early on when he was young, because my grandfather made sure everybody understood that. But what it does is it sets up this kind of generational understanding for commitment, dedication, hard work, understanding that what you want in life, you go get, and that something wasn't going to be given to you. That it was there for the taking, but it wasn't easy. And I think several generations later we've proven that. My father, as well as being a pastor, he worked 43 years at Johnson Space Center, Houston, as an aerospace engineer, and quite successful. But it doesn't mean it's easy. So I think those conservative values, hard work, the commitment, the dedication, understanding what it means to take care of your own, to take care of your family, to support your family, is where all of the now political views come from.
Thank you. Well, I know that you are a member of the Hispanic Republican Caucus here in the House of Representatives. And as a Hispanic, and through my work with Voices Action and meeting with thousands of Hispanics, I know that Hispanics have conservative values. Can you share the ways that you have observed these among Americans of Hispanic background?
Absolutely. And I think it's important to say, too, is I like the way you phrase that question, because there are a lot of people who like to preach that Hispanics are conservative. And I don't disagree with that method. But what I've been clear to tell people is, rather than me telling you, why don't you watch us? Why don't you watch us at church? Watch us in the community. Watch how I run my business. Watch how I'm with my family. I mean, we practice conservative values every day. They're on display. It's not that I have to tell you, you know, you should be conservative because. That's one way. Or just watch us. And as you go through your daily life, there are two things here. You can live your daily life as a testament to your faith, but you can also live your daily life as a testament to your principles and to your ideals. So I think the way that we have run our business, and the way we've been involved with the community, and the way we operate our own little family, I think it shows what conservative values are. I don't think I have to tell you. I think that if we do everything correctly, you will see it. And you will understand that there's something about people, when you see them, you know them, that there's something there. There's something there that sets them off a little bit differently. And those are going to be just conservative principles that are practiced every day. So when you see that in the community, you know it when you see it. And you recognize those that hold values true to yours, whether it be at a certain place or through a certain action. I think that is our witness, that is our testimony as to who we are as people and conservative principles, and I think people respond to that when they see it.
Thank you. Now, I know that you are the representative of Williamson County. Tell us a little bit about your district and what are the issues that they are concerned with.
Williamson County is and has been one of the fastest growing counties in the country for better than a decade. Explosive growth. There are 422,000 people now in Williamson County. We are going to have a very interesting time in redistricting because there are so many people. But they're coming here for a reason. They're coming to Williamson County because we do things very well. From our school districts, they work well with our city, who works well with our county, who works well with our state, and we work very well with our federal representatives as well. Williamson County is in, although very diverse, from very, very rural, but also truly suburban. The one thing we have in common is it is overwhelmingly conservative. And there are certain values that all the elected officials share that help us going forward. So that being said, that really helps move things along because there's not a lot of oppositional opinions within our business community or in our elected official community. So one thing that's extremely important to us, since they're coming here for jobs. There's no doubt about that. They're coming here for jobs. Williamson County is a thriving point for entrepreneurship. People come here to start businesses. People come here looking for big corporate jobs. So we have created an economic infrastructure that is the hotbed for these types of opportunities, and they're coming here. So when they come here, you need to be ready for them. That means your schools need to be ready. That means your infrastructure of roads, how you plat out subdivisions, commercial, residential. All these considerations go into city management, city planning when you're expecting the growth. We've done that very well. So the businesses, the issues are going to be public ed, clearly, because we've got several new high schools now. But you've also got higher education. Within just House District 52, which is just a portion of Williamson County, there are parts of 8 universities and colleges that are here. Students are coming here from all over the area to those schools. The opportunity for higher education is extremely important. Public education is in place, but the higher education, the ability to keep going, the ability to get that extra little something going forward, to have those extra letters behind your name, that's what the workforce is looking for. They want to make certain you have the capacity to learn. They want to make sure that you've met some criteria, some obstacle in showing I can learn, and I am teachable, and I am trainable. So that's great for higher ed. That's bachelor's, master's, PhD. You can even get a medical degree in round right now. But we also have set up, in the eastern part, career and technical. So you learn through the Texas State Technical College. We've got phenomenal programs that are 2-year degrees. They're associate degrees. There are certificates. So it's being able to be an occupational therapist assistant or a physician's assistant. It's those kinds of programs as well. So we always say from the gamut from a 2-year degree, career and technical, all the way to a medical degree at A&M. We have it all. We have it all. And that sets up an infrastructure, educational infrastructure, and an economic infrastructure that's made us so successful in Williamson County.
And certainly one of my questions was, because I know you are very concerned with education, what do you think needs to be done to improve education in Texas?
Yeah, I think there's a significant shift in some priorities of what we're looking at here in Texas now. Obviously the budget shortfall is significant. But as you walked in my office, you saw a big sign that says make education a priority. It always has been. So for those who are out there that say, when is education going to be a priority for you? It absolutely has been. Education has historically been about 60% of our state budget. It is a priority. Now, when you're short, as we're short, and at 60% of your budget, it's going to take a hit. There's no doubt about that. There's no way around the fact that education is going to have to be cut. But you do it wisely, and you do it carefully, and you make correct decisions. You do the least amount of impact to the classroom. That's the most important. Teacher in the classroom, kids in the classroom, there's your core, and you go out from there making your cuts. We've seen some school districts make some very, very good decisions, and we've seen some make not so good decisions. But the educational infrastructure, as it is currently, has its own flaws. And that's what we're looking at. There are several bills that we're looking at to maybe change a few things. So, extremely important, but it's going to have to get cut. But it has to get cut very wisely and very carefully. And I think when we do all that, our educational system will be just fine. For those who worry about a class size going from a 22 to 1 or a 24 to 1, what I tell people is I have full confidence in the teachers.
Your wife is a teacher.
That's right. My wife's there. I have full confidence in their abilities that they will absolutely be able to continue to teach our kids in an effective manner that they do now. They're up for that task, and that won't have to be everywhere. There's going to be some flexibility and some options and kind of how things look. But the truth of the matter is that public education, as in any form of government, there is some room there. There is some room there for some efficiencies, and no one's going to doubt that. You just have to be very careful not to affect the classroom.
Larry, can you tell me briefly about the blue puzzle pin that you have in your jacket?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a puzzle piece for autismspeaks.org, and it's a organization that services and helps families with kids with autism.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, I appreciate it, and I can tell you that I think Williamson County is a great county, and maybe someday I can move there.
You're welcome. We'd love to have you.
Thank you, Larry.
It's great to see you.
Thank you
very
very
much.